Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be telling you about all of the things that I bought for my own college dorm. So I only bought the absolute essentials, and I tried to pack as light as I could because I tend to overpack for everything, and I didn't want that to happen for my dorm, especially because I was moving into such a small space. I also didn't want to spend a ton of money on unnecessary decor or other pieces that I probably would never actually get a good use out of. So this college packing list is definitely for those of you who want to either have a minimalistic dorm, or if you want to save money, or if you're just interested in knowing what you're actually going to end up using and what you're not going to end up using. So yeah, let's just get into all of the items. I've split them up into a few different categories. So the first category is basic needs and storage. The second category is desk supplies. Then we have electronics, toiletries, clothing, household and kitchen items, shared items, and miscellaneous items that I couldn't really fit into any of the other categories. I'm also going to be inserting little pictures or videos of some of these items that I got for myself, especially if I think they're really worth the purchase. And I will also be leaving this whole list down in the description, and if you click on it, you'll see that you can make a copy of it and sort the items into two different categories based on what you already have and what you still need to buy. I used this formatting for my own packing and I found it really helpful. So yeah, first let's talk about basic needs and storage. So first, I have a desk lamp, and I recommend getting one that is really good quality because you're going to need it a lot. Lighting in the dorms is not very good usually, and especially when it starts to get darker earlier, you're going to want something to illuminate your desk area so you can work easier. I also had 2 towels so that when one was in the wash, I could still have another one to use. I did not split up my towels into different types. I just had 2 big bath towels, and I used them for pretty much everything, including washing my hands, showering. I didn't really differentiate them because I didn't see the need to. So another good way to save money is just to get 2 big towels that you can use for everything. Next, I have pillows. You really only need 1 pillow, but I had 2. It just depends on how many pillows you're used to sleeping with, and just keep in mind that the dorm beds are usually a twin XL, and they're pretty small and they're pretty narrow, so you want to minimize the amount of things that you put on your bed. I did have 2 throw pillows as well, but I always ended up taking them off of my bed and placing them aside. So I really only used them when I was taking pictures of my dorm. So yeah, that's just something to keep in mind if you're looking to save money. I would not recommend buying throw pillows. Next, I had a lint roller, which is pretty self-explanatory. And then I had storage bins, which I will put on the screen. I had these Sterilite drawers, and I also had these cloth bins that I got from Target that were pretty big and they stored a lot of stuff, so I would highly recommend those. My dorm actually came with air conditioning and heating, so I didn't bring a fan or a heater, but if your dorm doesn't have air conditioning or heating, or if you've heard from past students that the air conditioning and heating isn't the best, then I would highly recommend buying a small fan and a small heater. My desk lamp actually has a fan built into it, which was pretty nice for hot days, and because it was just on my desk, it would just blow directly at my face, which was really nice. Next, you're obviously going to need sheets and a pillowcase. I got mine from Kohl's, and the brand was the big one, and I really liked the quality of it and the softness of it. I believe the version that I got was the jersey sheet set, and it was just white, but it was so soft and so comfortable. I prefer softer sheets, but it's totally up to you. You're also really going to want a mattress pad. I've slept on a pillow top mattress my entire life, so getting a mattress pad really helped me because it felt like I was sleeping on a pillow top mattress instead of just a stiff dorm bed. You're also going to want either a comforter or a really thick throw blanket. I invested in one from UGG. It was really expensive, but I really think it was worth it, especially since I go to U of M and it's really, really cold during the winter. So yeah, that really came in handy. Next, you're going to want either a laundry bag or a laundry basket because you're going to need to carry your laundry down to the laundry machines. I actually just went home every time I needed to do laundry because I didn't live crazy amount of time away and it was possible for me to do that, but even then I needed a laundry bag to put all of my dirty clothes in. I got mine off of Amazon, but I would not recommend it because it was really hard to carry it, especially for a long amount of time. So I would recommend getting something that has handles. So for my apartment this fall, I'm going to be using a laundry basket that has handles. So I'll put some examples of what I would recommend on the screen, but if you're looking for a cheaper option, the laundry bag that I had from Amazon would be perfect. Next, you're going to want a small handheld vacuum. On my floor, we actually had a shared supply closet full of cleaning supplies, so I did not bring one. I have room darkening curtains at home and that's how I fall asleep so easily and that's how I'm able to sleep in the morning. So if that's something you want to continue doing in college, I would recommend getting a sleep mask. It is going to take a little bit of getting used to, but it'll emanate that blackout curtain effect, and make sure you get a good quality one that has a blackout feature. I did not end up getting a sleep mask, but I would recommend it if you want to sleep in. Next, you're going to want clothes hangers. I just reused the free ones that I get with clothing purchases. It wasn't too big of a deal. And then you're going to want laundry detergent and dryer sheets. Next, for desk supplies, I highly recommend a whiteboard. I used mine all the time for to-do lists and for my schedule, and it can really help you stay organized. Obviously, you don't have to have a whiteboard, but I think it was worth the investment, and it wasn't even that expensive because I got a pretty small one and a pretty low quality one. Next, you're going to want a stapler and staples, especially if you're going to be turning in papers. And then obviously you're going to need pens and pencils. Definitely get blue and black ink pens, and just mechanical pencils are fine. I don't really know of anyone who has needed wooden number 2 pencils in college. Usually mechanical pencils will work fine for exams and stuff. And then get whiteout to go with your pens. And then get pencil cups if you're going to be storing stationery on your desk. Otherwise, I just recommend a pencil case so that you can carry your stationery with you everywhere. Get plenty of notebooks and paper according to what you'll be needing for your classes. You might also want labels to put on containers and stuff, especially when you first move in, because you're probably going to be using a different organization system than the one that you use in your own room at home. So it'll be good to label exactly what is in every single container or storage bin. The next thing I'd recommend is index cards, especially if you're taking any memorization heavy classes. Something that I highly recommend is sticky notes, because you can leave yourself little notes around your room. So for example, like you can put a note on your door to not forget your ID card before you leave, or you can make little to-do lists and put them on your desk. They really come in handy in college. In fact, I'd say they're more helpful in college than in high school, so definitely invest in some sticky notes. Next, I highly recommend tape, especially if you're going to be hanging things up. Obviously, command hooks are the best for hanging things up, but tape can come in handy for smaller items like posters or pictures. Next, I highly recommend scissors. Definitely don't forget scissors because they will come in handy so often. Next are highlighters, especially if you have your own textbook. Next, I recommend figuring out what kind of calculator you need for your classes, or if you'll even need a calculator at all. Some classes only allow like a basic calculator, like a scientific one, while others highly recommend that you get a graphing calculator. So just look at what your classes require and figure out what kind of calculator you're going to need. Next, I'd recommend having one big binder just to keep in your dorm and put dividers in them so that you can store your handouts that you get for each of your classes. and you can organize them by class. To go along with this, you're probably going to need a 3-hole punch because typically your papers will not come pre-hole punched. I highly recommend the 3-hole punches that come with the little binder holes. Next, definitely have Sharpies to label your stuff and to write on boxes and things like that. Next I had a desk mirror that just was on my desk, and it was very useful for doing my hair because I wouldn't have to walk to the bathroom just to do my hair and things like that. This next item is optional, but I got so much use out of it and I still use it at home. And this is a little desk tray type of thing. I got mine off of Amazon, and it's just so helpful for when you don't feel like sitting at your desk but you still have a lot of work to get done. So I use this in bed. I definitely don't recommend using this 24/7, but it has come in handy so many times, and even though this is completely optional and also kind of expensive, it's completely worth the investment for me. Next, you're going to obviously want to get your textbooks. Typically, you can find free PDFs online of textbooks, but if not, then definitely go ahead and purchase those if you know for sure you're going to be using them. I would recommend waiting until the very first week of classes to figure out whether you should buy your textbooks or not, because some classes will have a textbook listed in the syllabus, but then they won't actually be using it during the school year, so it'll be a complete waste of money. So yeah, just wait until the first week of classes and then decide if you're getting your textbooks. And finally, I should have mentioned this along with the whiteboard, but you're going to obviously need dry erase markers. So this next category is electronics. The first electronic that you're obviously going to need as a college student is a good laptop and a charger. I would not recommend Chromebooks. You're definitely going to want a PC or a Mac that can run actual softwares that you can download, especially for any lab related classes, or if you're a CS major and you're going to be coding, you really want either a PC or a Mac. I personally recommend Macs, but it's up to you. Next, I had a little Bluetooth speaker, which was really nice for listening to music, and I had a little digital clock. This clock also had some USB ports on the back of it, so I just put it on my Sterilite drawers, which were next to my bed in my dorm, and then I was able to charge my phone from the clock, which was really convenient, so I could just have everything right next to my bed. Next, you're going to want a surge protector. There aren't very many outlets in your dorm, and even if there are, you're probably going to find out that they're not in a convenient spot. I had an outlet that was directly behind my desk, and I wasn't able to use it because there was no space in between the desk and the outlet, and it's not just because it was pushed up against the wall. Even if I pushed the desk forward a little bit, there was a panel on the back of the desk that prevented me from using the outlet. So yeah, definitely get a surge protector, maybe 2. I only got 1 and it worked out for me, but yeah. Next, you're going to want headphones. So I'm going to treat headphones as a little subcategory because I had quite a few different ones. So first I had my AirPods and my AirPods charger. I highly recommend AirPods. They are definitely worth the investment, especially as a college student. You don't have to spend time detangling the wires, and you can recharge them so easily, and they charge really fast. So yeah, especially if you're going to be using your headphones to attend class, you're going to want something that is convenient like that. However, I also had backups in case my AirPods ever broke or if I lost them or something. So I had my iPhone headphones. So I have the iPhone XR, so that doesn't have a headphone jack, so it was the special one that connects to the lightning port. And then I also had headphones that could plug into my laptop just through the normal headphone jack. I also brought my Beats headphones and my Beats charger. I don't think I ever ended up using them, so I wouldn't really recommend them. I can see them coming in handy if you're going to work out, but other than that, I don't think they're really necessary. And then obviously don't forget your phone and your charger. And I put batteries down on this list, but I don't think I ended up getting batteries, and I don't think I ended up needing them because my lamp and my clock and all my other major electronics were all outlet operated. moving on to toiletries. This is everything that I got. I'm just going to go through them really quickly because they're pretty self-explanatory, but it's really good to have a pre-compiled list because otherwise it's really easy to forget some of these things. So let me just run through them right now. Fever medicine, cold medicine, allergy medicine, any perfumes or body sprays that you want to use, Tums, Band-Aids, Neosporin, cough drops, tissues, flip-flops, which isn't really a toiletry, but if you're going to be using a communal bathroom, you're going to want those for showering, shampoo and conditioner, hairstyling products if you want them, bath and face soap, toothpaste and a toothbrush, floss, a hairbrush, nail clippers, nail polish and nail polish remover if you want them, hair dryer, razor and shaving cream, lotion and moisturizer, cotton swabs, cotton pads, exfoliator if you use it, feminine hygiene products, a shower caddy, and a stain stick. I actually did not end up getting a stain stick. I still don't have one, but that's something that I do want to get. Now we're gonna move on to clothing. So obviously this is going to be up to you, but I'm just going to tell you what you absolutely need. So underwear, socks, masks, if your university still requires them in the fall or whenever you're moving in, pants/jeans. I honestly just wore a lot of leggings, so shirts and blouses, sweats, pajamas, sweaters, light jackets, a really good heavy jacket, especially if you live somewhere cold, gloves and a scarf and a hat if you live somewhere cold again, a pair of boots, sneakers, flats, and jewelry organizers to put your jewelry in, scrunchies, and hair ties. Next, for household and kitchen items, I recommend having paper towels, trash bags, all-purpose cleaner, plastic storage bags, food storage containers, wet wipes, a bowl, a plate, and a cup, a water bottle, and silverware. I recommend these even if you don't have access to a kitchen in your dorm because when you bring food back from the dining hall, you'll be able to use pretty much all of these utensils and food storage containers. And then this goes along with the next category, which is shared items. I only have two things for this category, which are a microwave and a small refrigerator. I did not get either of these because I was there during the height of the pandemic when all of the food that we got from the dining hall was takeout, so you couldn't sit there in the dining hall and eat it. So I didn't feel like I would have many leftovers, especially since I could choose what goes in my takeout box. So yeah, I didn't invest in a microwave and a small refrigerator. Another reason why I didn't buy them is because I knew I was only going to be in the dorms for at most a year, and then I still had 3 more years of college after that in which I would be in an apartment which would already come with a refrigerator and microwave. So yeah, I just didn't feel like it was worth the investment for me, but I know the vast majority of students do end up getting these. And again, if you have a roommate, you can split the cost with them. And then finally, we have the miscellaneous category. So this is just an umbrella and a wallet. I also forgot to mention that you will need a backpack, which I should have put in the desk supplies category, because I guess that goes with school supplies, but yeah, don't forget your backpack. And the only other thing I have on here is fairy lights and other decor. So again, to save money, it's probably best if you don't get them, but I know that everyone wants to have a very aesthetically pleasing dorm room, and I definitely wanted that too. I used to have a Pinterest board full of dorm ideas, but the reality is that sometimes it's just not affordable or realistic to recreate some of those pictures online. So yeah, I did have a couple sets of fairy lights in my dorm, but there weren't very many of them and I rarely ended up using them, so that's just something to keep in mind. So yeah, I think that's it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed watching, and I will see you next week.